Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing wonderful. I'm excited to be back. Let's see. Let everyone get in. Say hello. It looks like we have no gremlins so far tonight. Let's hope the gremlins stay away. Because it looks like we're nice and clear.
So should I have not hired gremlins?
Oh, really? Did you hear my child? He's like, so I should have not hired gremlins for tonight? Listen to him. He's such a brat. Hey, Miss Shalana. How are you doing this evening? So nice to see you. I forgot to pull out a card base, so that's what I'm doing, pulling out a card base. All right. Hi, Luann. Hi, Amanda. I hope you are all doing wonderful this evening. See if we can move this up a little bit. Doesn't seem good. Maybe that's a little there. That's a little better. Let's do it that way. Okay. So let's talk about what we have tonight. We're going to make a fun card that I think looks like the scene like you're looking out a window, like not a normal, like a window with frost on it. That's what I think tonight's card looks like. Okay. So for tonight's bundle, we have Tinsel Twinkle Glitter Glaze. We're going to talk about this more later because this is just absolutely fabulous. This fun frosty finish, textured finish, and I have now figured out these bottles and I didn't clip the end off of mine this time. Yay! We have the Midtown Magic paper collection, this lovely brand new stamp set, and some sterling silver glitter stock, which is beautiful. We're only going to use a wee little bit, but it's going to be perfect to finish off our card. Just add that little bit extra. In addition to tonight's bundle, I have two extras here. So this is the Floral Swirl Mixed Media Stencil, and I have this linked directly in the description box. So in the descriptions box below, I have the bundle linked. I have just this floral stencil linked, and I have Sharon's script stamp set linked. Now, fair warning, there are only two of these in stock. So let's see if we can sell them both tonight. So if you go down in the description box, you'll find a direct link to Sharon's script stamp set. This has some really beautiful, just awesome, amazing sentiments, like everyday sentiments. And I think that for anyone that likes to make cards, this is sort of like a one size fits all. Like there's literally everything you could start making a card with. Get well soon, thinking of you, with deepest sympathy, best wishes, sorry for your loss, good luck, like all the things you want, all the congratulations, like all the stuff that you want to make a card for. You've got a sentiment stamp right here. Okay, so, and there's only two of these. So definitely, if you don't have this, if you want one, run. Let's see if we can sell all those tonight. Okay, so we're going to start with the stuff, the messy stuff. This is the Midtown Magic 6x6 paper collection. If you have not seen this yet, I'll bring it up to you and flip through it really quickly so you can get a feel for it. It's like all these gorgeous, like wintry city scenes. So pretty. And when I was flipping through, when I got my package and was flipping through these, I just felt like they looked like you were kind of staring or looking out a window during a snowstorm. That's kind of what they just reminded me of. So we have all these little cityscapes. I'm sure we've hit the part where we're repeating already. So now I'm just going to look through here quick to find the one that we're going to use tonight. It is that one. So that is so this is the one we're going to use this evening. It's so pretty. Okay. Hi, Susan. So nice to see you. I'm doing okay. I'm doing better. Still a little sniffly, still have a little bit like coughing issues every now and then. But even the coughing is better from like Thursday when I went live to today when I went live. So that's really good. I do have my trusty bottle of ice water over here so that I can make sure I don't keep the coughing at bay if it decides, you get that little tickle in your throat. So we are going to cut this paper to 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to do this. I almost want this little, like the tower here to be centered. So I'm going to do it in like little bits till I get exactly where I want to be. So that we have this. And now this is the 3rd time I've made this card. And every time I make it, I never get the little clock tower in the middle here. Susan, that's okay. I do have the same problems. I was just giggling at all of you, like you're trying so hard and it's not typing and it's not working. And I do that all the time. All the time. Okay. So finally, she said I give up. Hello, Sarah. Hi, Susan. For the 5 1/4, I'm going to knock it right off the top because I just love the look of the bottom of this with all the cars and everything. So that's going to be our card panel. Now we're going to use this gorgeous stencil. So this stencil came out a bit ago. I think it was a stencil of the month. It's called the Floral Swirl Stencil. It's so pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll be honest with you. I'm almost tempted to use the back side of this paper because I just flipped it over, put it on here, and I'm like, oh, that would be super pretty too. See that? See the other side? How pretty is that too? Both would work for our card design. We're going to go with this one. Okay. So I'm just going to take some repositionable tape, tape this in. We don't have Penny tonight. It doesn't look like. So we'll just go with the links in the description box. And don't forget to hit the like button. I'm trying really hard to remember that. Okay. So this is the new Tinsel Twinkle Glitter Glaze. Now, you know how much I love my Fallen Snow glitter glaze. I use it a ton. This one is almost as good. So you can put any color underneath it. It's just a little more holographic than this Fallen Snow. So it has a little bit more color in it. But it's not it's not like green or red or something like this. It's more like almost like a rainbow or a holographic glitter. So that is really, really cool. It's like full of glitter. It's really, really nice. And I will say it is just as nice as my Fallen Snow glitter glaze that I am such a huge fan of. So I'm going to put a nice layer right over this. Oh no, that's terrible. Hi, Jamie. Susan says she doesn't have a like button. That's unusual. I feel like you should. You're on YouTube, right? Amanda says she just used Fallen Snow on a layout. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, I love it. So there is what is going to be the back or the panel, our background for our card. And you know, this is my live. So we have the magic of TV, which means in the real world, take a couple hours for this to dry, but we don't live in the real world during my lives. So by the magic of TV, I have one all dried. So there, doesn't it look like a window? Doesn't it look like you're looking out of like a frosted window or like one of those old historical windows that have they're not stained glass, right? But they have the iron work over top of them. I hope that makes sense. Not like bars, but like decorative, kind of like the ironwork on top. I'm telling you, that's what this looks like. All frosted over in the snow. I love, love, love this. It looks so pretty. So that's what the Twinkle Tinsel glitter glaze looks like when it is all dried. And it's so pretty. Okay, so that's where my brain went when I saw that. This was the first part of designing this card was I did this part, I let it dry, and then I was like, this kind of looks like a window. So let's enhance that, right? So I have some Stellar ink in Weeping Willow, and I have some scraps, just scraps of cardstock here. And we're going to grab our stamp set for tonight. So I'll give you a look at this. Now, I wholly admit that I cut my stamp apart. I cut my stamp apart because I wanted it to look like you're in your house, you're looking out the window, right? And I didn't want a ball on my pine boughs. So I cut the ball off. So I've already done that. And we're going to stamp this 3 times with some Stellar ink from Simon Hurley. I am not afraid to cut apart my stamps and make them look the way I want them to look. Sometimes you just got to do that. So my idea is that we can stamp the pine boughs, right? And then we're going to put some of the little snowy, frosty finish stuff on top. And then it's really going to look like you're looking out a window because you'll have that idea of like, this is your background, but then the pine boughs are going to be like in front. See where I'm going here? I hope that makes sense. So I'm not stamping the whole pine bough because there is another little house thing here. So I'm stopping where the house is. I'm just doing the wee tip. And I'm going with brown just to match the colors in our background. The other reason is because this frosty finish, even if it's dry, even if the ink is dry, it's gonna take on some of the color of the ink. And I decided I liked brown for that instead of green. You'll see, you'll see. You'll see where I'm going with this in a minute. I'm just going to do this a couple times. And you can see here that I'm doing this at different, like I'm not doing the same amount of each of the stamp set because we just want the wee little end of the branch. And we want 3. And in case you haven't caught on yet, we're going to be fussy cutting these little branches. As you do. And I'm determined we're going to get this 3rd branch onto this little scrap of paper. We don't need to pull in another piece because we're going to fussy cut them. So how has fall been for everybody? Have you gotten to see leaves change, things like that? Our leaves stayed green. They stayed green. And then today we had like a nor'easter hit us. So I feel like we're going to miss the leaves. I don't think we're going to get nice leaves this year. Oh, that's okay. So we'll put this back. Now we'll give this a minute to cure a bit, and then we'll fussy cut them. Susan, did you find your like button? Or has it all disappeared? Still. Okay, so put the Misty away. I'm going to go ahead and grab my scissors. So what is kind of really cool about this stamp, I'm going to show you, is it already has like the snow on it. So the snow is already on the stamp, which is awesome because it's going to tell us exactly where we want to put this frosty finish stuff. And it also makes this the easiest stamp to fussy cut. Like it is so easy because you're literally just following that snow line. Now, if you buy the bundle tonight, you'll get the SVGs too. So if you wanted to do larger pine boughs, if you want to do more pine boughs, you totally can. And you could cut the SVG instead of fussy cutting. Use the SVG for this part. And then it'll cut all the way around your pieces. But I'm only doing wee little bits. Okay. And then see, when you put it over here, now it looks like the pine boughs are like on the other side of the window. So cool. I mean, that's how it looks to me anyway. Yes, Amanda, you're absolutely right. She says, any flowers that are left are going to be gone with the nor'easter. Yep, they sure are. I think somehow just the way this, I think there was another year in recent memory that was like this, where the leaves did not turn. And by the time they got around to like maybe turning, they were practically all completely off the trees anyway. So it was kind of useless. That's okay. I have lots of fall photos from other years. I have fall is my favorite. I love when the leaves change. I also tend to take more photos during that time than any other. This year's a little bit different. Okay. So I just realized that I forgot to use my magic of TV. And I should have these pine boughs already done with the snow on them and have the snow dry. Because this snowy stuff takes a while to dry. So we're going to do the snow last, and then it can sit and dry. So we'll just kind of set these little pine boughs aside and do our sentiment and put our sentiment onto the card. And we'll do all the little bits and pieces, and then we'll do for the very last, put the little pine boughs on and add the snow. Susan, the address for tonight's bundle is in the description box. Hold on. You know what? I'll help. Just a second. I'll go ahead and get the bundle into the chat. For you guys. When did I figure out how to do this? It's only been a couple weeks since I figured out how to do that. Okay. There is tonight's bundle. And then it's also in the chat. Or not in the chat, in the description. So if you're on YouTube, I think it carries over into Facebook where you can see it. And I can only put it in the chat, and I think this is only going to go to YouTube. I don't think it'll go to, if you're watching on Facebook or some of the other places that we stream to. I think it'll just go to tonight to YouTube. Hold on just a second. Need a drink. Not going to cough. Okay. So I'm going to use the sentiment thinking of you for tonight. And don't forget, if you don't have Sharon's script stamp set, it's such a good one and you need it. And there's only 2 still available over in the store. And I linked that stamp set. I sent in the description box, there's a link straight to just that stamp set. So I think it would be really cool since there's only 2 left. We should sell them. And because who wants to hold on to 2 of the best stamp ever, right? Right. Okay. So I'm going to stamp this a couple times because I want it to be nice and crisp. And dark. So this is the same, the Weeping Willow, that I also used to stamp the pine boughs. And then I really just liked this stamp, this sentiment with our little window and our little scene. And we'll go ahead and clean this up. I just don't want any of the extra ink to get on that paper. I want this to be nice and crisp. And tonight's finished card is so elegant and so pretty. I absolutely love it. Okay. So let's put our stamp back. We'll let that ink cure onto, again, these are just scraps, little scrap pieces of white paper. I went ahead and did, I cleaned up the area. I guess cleaned up is the wrong word. Reorganized the area of my craft room where I keep all of my Burgess and Rose supplies. So I just kind of went through and kind of looked at everything, and I pulled like these little scraps of paper that are just like hanging out in with other colors and other things. And I went ahead and pulled some of the scraps out to use. So here is our little sentiment. And then I am going to go ahead and do a little ribbon edge. Just like this. This is where the glitter comes in. So this is the gilded glitter stock. This stuff is so awesome. So it doesn't shed at all. You can cut it. It's not really thick. I really, really like the new glitter stock. I think it's very, very nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a strip that is just a bit wider than my sentiment, like just a bit. I'm not going to measure this. I'm not going to, I don't math well. So I'm just making it bigger. That's the extent of my, I just want it to be bigger, wider. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on one end here. Wait, hold on, I want to get this right. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to put them together, but kind of offset them to make like a drop shadow. And it's just going to be that perfect little accent. Like it's just going to be that perfect little accent with that extra glitter. So now we can go ahead and we can put all of this fun stuff together. So we're going to start. I am going to use wet glue because we have all this medium here. So we have the glitter glaze on top of the pattern paper and dry adhesive does not like to stick to mixed media. So if I ever use any kind of ink or paste or anything like that. And I'm just coming in almost all the way across, just a smidge, not all the way across. And this is like it takes a minute for the glue to get a hold of it. You need a good amount of glue and you got to give it a second so it can stick. And then we have the second one. And you can see I'm just going to put it a little bit up. It's creating like a drop shadow just underneath. Just adds that teeny tiny bit of extra glitter. So really elegant design. And you can see all that glitter. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Now we're going to just trim that off. And then we're going to put our little pine boughs this way so that they just look like you're looking out a window and there's a tree outside the window and just a little bit, just a couple of their cute little boughs are coming into your eye line. The same thing, I'm going to push this down pretty well so that it'll stick good. Now, when you put the glitter glaze on and let it dry, the glitter glaze is gonna warp. You can kind of see how it just warps the paper a little bit, but we're gonna fix that when we adhere it to the card base. Show you a little trick. It's not a trick. It's just a little bit of Oh, hi Kate. Thank you. Yes, that's what I go for. I love, like, if someone says what's your style, I'm always like simple and elegant. That is my style. That's the style that I gravitate to and really like. It's my go-to aesthetic. Simple elegance. So we're going to put this one down just a little bit. Go out a little bit. I'm going to push this down. Also, hi Kate, it's so nice to see you. And then we can just go ahead and trim these off. There we go. So pretty. And see how it looks like, even before I put the snow on, it looks like you're looking out a window. The window's kind of icy or frosty. And then these pine boughs outside are just coming into your line of sight. Okay. So to get rid of that warping after our mixed media has dried, after our glitter glaze has dried, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put a lot of glue on the back of this. And I'm going to start at the top and get it into place. And then to get all the bubbles out and to kind of make it go flat, right? I need a little more pressure. So I'm going to use a brayer. And I'm just going to, and that's going to get rid of all that warping. That will flatten it out, stick it to the card base, and you're good to go. Oh, hi, Carol. That's okay. I'm so happy you came to join us. Oh, thank you, Amanda. I know Amanda is a scrapbooker at heart, just like me. I'll tell you what, sometimes these cards are super fun to make. I will tell you that. And I will also say that be sure to give your cards to people. Send them. Share the joy. Don't keep them at your house. Send them. Or I also give my cards to other people to send. Like my friends know when they come to my house for dinner or for parties or for whatever, they are more than welcome to go through my card box and take what they need. So this is the Frosty Finish. Thank you, Carol. So I'm going to show you how this looks and how it comes out, and then I'm going to put it on the card. So it's really easy. It comes out nice and easy. It's white and it has all of this like it has that texture in it, right? And it dries and it looks like snow. Oh, you're welcome. Kate said, thanks for that secret. Yes, yes. Brayers, they are super useful tools. So useful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Frosty Finish and I'm going to just put it, again, the stamp we used tonight, literally you can see the snow on it. So you can just follow the lines on the stamp and it will tell you exactly where the snow should be on your pine branch, which that makes it like so easy. Like there's no thinking about it. It's right there on the stamp. You just follow the little snow line and it's not going to go wrong for you. So what it will do, because Simon Hurley's inks are dye inks, it will take on some of that brown color, which does not bother me in the least. If it would be something that would bother you, maybe you could let the pine boughs dry overnight before you put the frosty finish on, and then I'm still not sure you wouldn't get a reaction from the dye ink. I didn't mind it because I felt like it just made the snow look dirty, and let's face it, this is like a background of a city. So snow doesn't stay white for very long there, right? And it also just adds more of that vintage. Plus the color is going to match all of the background too. So this is what it looks like all dry. So you can kind of see how it grabbed on to some of that ink from the pine boughs. And it's not, it does dry down, right? So here it's like, if you look at it, it looks all like kind of puffy when it's wet. It looks all kind of puffy and like thicker, but just like with most things at Brutus Monroe, mediums tend to look one way when they're wet and one way when they're dry. So when it's dry, it has this more kind of snowy. It's textured and it does look like snow, but it's not as heavy or thick. It's thin. It'll fit into like a regular envelope, but you should be just fine. But it will catch on to some of that underneath. And I was wondering, as I was making this card, how it would look with different. So I didn't want to do green, right? Because we don't want green. I don't feel like the green snow would be good. But maybe I'm wondering, like, how would it look if you did, you know how some pine trees, they're not green or brown, they're like that tealy color, right? So I thought, well, what if that would experiment with me. But if you stamped the pine boughs with that like dark tealy bluey color and then put the snow on, how would that look? It might work because it's not going to grab like it's, as you see here, like it's not grabbing the color a ton. So maybe, I don't know, but I liked this. I liked how this turned out. Okay, that is our card project for tonight. We have all of those beautiful cards. I love that card. I think it turned out so good. So description box, if you would like to grab anything, the Sharon script stamp set, the floral stencil, the bundle that has all the products in it that I used to make my card tonight. I think that's everything. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We had a lovely time. I'm gonna let the live go just a minute or two because that way there's always that delay. So I want to make sure that if someone has a question or someone has a comment that I see it and I don't miss them. I always feel bad when I hit the like end stream button and then like 3 comments pop up and I'm like, oh no. So we'll just let that delay come back, go back through. And the delay is pretty long from when you guys comment to I see it. Like sometimes it's like a full minute, which is pretty crazy. So I want to make sure you don't have any questions or anything. Looks like we're good. All right, everyone. You all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I will talk to you all again next Monday. All right. Bye.